Hey guys!
Welcome to Arklay Mountains, guys.
That's right, guys. Today we are traveling into the Arklay Mountains to bring you our very first video game review.
The game opens with Alpha Team landing at the crashed Bravo Team helicopter. And then suddenly, a wild pack of dogs surrounded Alpha Team, causing their pilot, Brad Vickers, aka Chickenheart, to get scared and GTFO, leaving Alpha Team alone, and they hoofed it to a nearby mansion, aka the Spencer Estate.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we're searching for the helicopter of our compatriots Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of our mission. No, I haven't found it yet. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. Bravo Team went to the hideout of the group and disappeared. It was Bravo Team's helicopter. Nobody was in it. But strangely, most of the equipment was still there. However, we soon discovered why.
Hey! Come here! No! Don't go! Gil, run for that house!
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself. We don't know where Barry is.
Select Alpha members make it into the front doors of the mansion where they assumed that they would be safe. But upon continuing their investigation, they've come to realize that it's just as dangerous inside the mansion as it was on the outside. Inside the mansion, you come across a list of monsters that are going to do everything in their power to prevent you from achieving your objective, which is to beat this game senseless. And that list is pretty extensive. It's adders, which are small snakes, bees, black tiger, which isn't a tiger at all, it's actually just one gigantic spider, chimeras, which are bug creatures, crows, pretty self-explanatory, dogs, aka Cerberus, which are pretty much zombie dogs, hunter alphas, which are these weird looking lizard things that'll fuck up your day, Neptunes, which are sharks, Plant 42, which I can't explain it better than a vaginal plant, small spiders, that's their name, very original, guys, Tyrant, which is freaking awesome, the thing is huge, very dangerous, Web Spinner, which is multiple spiders, but they are not as big as the black tiger, but they're much bigger than the small spiders. Yon, which is a gigantic snake, and then, of course, the traditional zombie.
Once inside the mansion, you get to take control of either Chris Redfield or Jill Valentine, and this is who you will run through the game with.
Once you gain control of your character, you collect several items to help you solve the puzzles that are spread out throughout the mansion to prevent you from uncovering Umbrella's secrets.
But the key to escaping the mansion is not just solving puzzles. You also have to figure out inventory management. You have limited space for ammo, keys, and healing items.
All while battling the hordes of monsters that are inside the mansion, using ammo as sparingly as you can. Because let's be honest, nothing sucks more than running out of ammo and or herbs and having that monster munch on your face.
Once you battle your way through the mansion, you end up in the underground tunnels where you discover there may be a traitor among the STARS team members.
Is that Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Yeah?
You're alive!
Wait there! Are you with anybody, Jill?
What? Oh, yes.
Enrico!
So, Barry and Jill together.
Are you all right, Enrico?
The STARS are doomed. Someone is a traitor. Everything was plotted from the start by Umbrella.
You emerge into the courtyard, which leads to the underground labs.
Once you uncover who the real traitor in the STARS unit is, they try to erase that mistake by releasing a giant monster codenamed T-002.
You defeat the tyrants, escape the labs, and signal Brad with the signal flare. He shows up just in the nick of time with a series staple, the rocket launcher. And with that rocket launcher, you defeat the tyrant in the final fight, get on the helicopter, and leave into the sunset as the mansion explodes.
With its creative and sometimes difficult, yet solvable puzzles, spooky environments, imaginative monsters, unique storylines, loads of weapons, and changeable costumes, it's easy to see that this game started it all.
But it's not all great. This game is known for its comically bad voice acting.
What is it?
Watch out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of this.
Stop it! Don't open that door!
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right.
Its tank controls, its incorrect weapon and accessory naming, such as naming magazines clips instead of magazine. And this game doesn't give you a grade at the end, like every Resident Evil game since then. As such, it's not hard to see why this game deserved a remake, and it got one.
The mansion was very well designed, fit the story incredibly well. But I have to ask, who would do this job and not be like, fuck this, I'm out?
Why are you so upset at its destruction?
All those innocent contractors brought in to do the job were killed. Casualties of a war they had nothing to do with. All right, look, you're a roofer. Some juicy government contract comes your way. You got a wife and kids, the two-story in suburbia. This is a government contract, which means all sorts of benefits. Along come these left-wing militants and blast everything within a 3-mile radius with their lasers. You didn't ask for that. You have no personal politics. You're just trying to scrape out a living.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, but what are you talking about?
The ending of Return of the Jedi.
My friend here is trying to convince me that any independent contractors who were working on the uncompleted Death Star were innocent victims when they was destroyed by the rebels.
Well, I'm a contractor myself. I'm a roofer. Done and ready home improvements. And speaking as a roofer, I can tell you a roofer's personal politics comes into play heavily when choosing jobs.
Like when?
3 weeks ago, I was offered a job up in the hills. Beautiful house, tons of property, a simple reshingling job. They told me if I could finish it in 1 day, I would double my price. Then I realized whose house it was.
Whose house was it?
Dominic Bambino's.
Babyface Bambino? The gangster?
The same. The money was right, but the risk was too high. I knew who he was, and based on that, I turned the job over to a friend of mine.
Based on personal politics.
Right, and the next week, the Foresi family put a hit on Babyface's house. My friend was shot and killed. Didn't even finish reshingling.
No way.
I'm alive because I knew the risk involved in that particular client. My friend wasn't so lucky. Any contractor working on that Death Star knew the risk involved. If they got killed, it's their own fault. A roofer listens to this, not his wallet.
Regardless of where you go in the caves, they look the same. One hallway looks like the last one, and the next one's gonna look like this one. So it can make traversing them kind of difficult. And let's be honest, the crank walls make no sense. The game is well lit without sacrificing the ambience. And the lab at the end seemed short, but to me, it was laid out like a lab would be. Easy to traverse and very sterile.
Music for this game fits so well. It helps instead of hindering the atmosphere, and both of us love Moonlight Sonata.
The characters were cutting edge for the time. They were original, creative, designed uniquely, and fit into the story perfectly. But that is all that can be said about those characters. There was very little character development other than the traitor and their unwilling pawn. The character development really happens more through the following games than it does in the original one.
As a gamer, the biggest question we ask when we beat a game is there replay value? And with this game, that's a resounding yes. This game features 2 different characters. When you beat it, you also unlock alternate costumes, and there are many different endings to the game depending on how you played and the choices you made throughout the game.
So it's easy to see that this game is a trendsetter. Other games have copied its imagery or ideas. It has spawned multiple sequels, and I'm not gonna lie, the bros own it on multiple consoles.
You may be asking yourself what the bros would rate Resident Evil at. Well, we give it 3.5 thumbs ups out of 5.
But that is just the humble opinion of the bros. So as always, thanks for playing with us.
Bye, y'all.
Take the fucking hit!